Frigidaire. It means the first electric refrigerator. The first compact electric range. Now, there's the Frigidaire Gallery range with Symmetry double ovens. It's designed to cook multiple dishes at multiple temperatures, so you can prepare the entire meal at the same time. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Monday morning. Glad to have you along. Well, and normally it's on the air off the presses. Today, though, we're talking about Christmas Tree Lane, a Fresno tradition for the better part of 90 years plus and still running. Also today, we'll talk about Ferguson and what happened over the weekend. 436-ME-TV, option 11. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the program, 436-ME-TV, option 11. You're watching us live on Comcast, channel 187 and 43.6, and also now 13.1. And you can also catch the replay later on today at 2 o'clock on YouTube. And then Biz TV, the replay is at 8 o'clock tonight, so you have two chances to watch this replay if you can't sit here until 11 o'clock in the morning for the next 59 minutes and watch Connect with me on Me TV Fresno. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And by the way, this program today, Connect with Me, is proudly sponsored by Dr. Thomas Casagrande. He is from 2020 Optometrics over there at Shaw and Blackstone. He's been there for more than 20 years, and he also has more than 2,000 frames available if you are in the market for glasses. I do want to talk about, before we get into our show and talk about Christmas Tree Lane, what happened over the weekend in regards to Ferguson, Missouri. If you watched any of that Raider game yesterday, especially from the beginning, you saw something very interesting. The St. Louis Rams, boy, they created some controversy prior to the beginning of that game. I want to show you a still photo of 5 Rams players. Check this out. Players emerging from the tunnel with their hands held high in the air as a show of solidarity for those in Ferguson and a show of support for Michael Brown. Many police departments around the country, though, were outraged, including the St. Louis Police Department, which demanded an immediate apology from the NFL. Darren Wilson, in the meantime, well, the police officer who shot and killed Michael Brown, resigned over the weekend from the Ferguson police force. He was recently married to his wife, who also works as a police officer in Ferguson, and who was also pregnant with their first child. Wilson resigned with no benefits or retirement or severance package, doing so, saying, according to him, for the safety of the police officers in Ferguson. In the meantime, the family of Michael Brown, who was shot and killed on August the 9th, grieving with those in Ferguson over the weekend and through the Thanksgiving Day holiday. In the meantime, you may recall Wilson described what happened when he confronted Michael Brown.
I had gone to open the door and get out of the car, and when I did so, as I was opening the door, I said, "Hey, come here for a minute." And that's when he turned and said, "What the f are you going to do about it?" and slammed my door shut on me.
Slam the door shut?
Yes. I used my door to try and push him back and yell at him to get back. And again, he just pushed the door shut and just stares at me. And as I look back at him, all of a sudden, punches start flying.
He threw the first punch?
Yes. He threw the first one and hit me in the left side of my face.
Because, you know, some of the witnesses have said that they saw you trying to pull him into the car.
That would be against every training ever taught to any law enforcement officer. I don't know what or how many hit me after that. I just know there was a barrage of swinging and grabbing and pulling for about 10 seconds.
And then what?
I had reached out my window of my right hand to grab onto his forearm because I was going to try and move him back and get out of the car to where I'm no longer trapped. And when I felt it, I just felt the immense power that he had. I mean, the way I've described it is it was like a 5-year-old holding on to Hulk Hogan. That's just how big this man was.
Hulk Hogan?
He was very large, very powerful man.
You're a pretty big guy.
Yeah, I'm above average.
So you try to grab him, but you feel that force.
Yes. And then as I'm holding him, I see him coming back around with his left hand, and it's in the shape like this, and it comes in through the window and just a solid punch to the right side of my face.
So you're still sitting there figuring out, how do I get out of this?
Yes. I mean, the next thing was, how do I survive? Because I didn't know
How do
if
you survive?
Yes, I didn't know if I'd be able to withstand another hit like that.
Just a slight recap of what happened over the weekend, of course, in Ferguson before we get into our program. As mentioned, Darren Wilson resigning from the Ferguson Police Department. There were some protests. There are protesters that have been out there for the duration, for the better part of a week now since that grand jury decision came down. They did not indict Darren Wilson, of course. And, of course, that show of solidarity, the hands in the air, by the 5 Rams players yesterday prior to that Oakland game, of course signifying, you know, don't shoot, don't shoot. That's what some people say that Michael Brown did, but witnesses testifying before the grand jury say he did not do that, that he was not complying with the officer, Darren Wilson. So that's kind of a recap. We're going to get into our regular program here, talking about Christmas Tree Lane, and take your phone calls in just a moment, but we're going to take a break first. Remember, the phone number here, 436-MeTV option 11. Today's program sponsored by Dr. Thomas Casagrande of 2020 Optometrics. Back in just a moment. At 2020 Optometric, your vision is their focus. Whether you're 5 or 65, Dr. Thomas Casagrande will get to know you, your lifestyle, and vision needs to ensure that your contacts or eyeglasses are a perfect fit and the right prescription every time. With the Valley's largest selection of eyewear, 2020 has over 2,000 frames, including top designer brands like Coach, Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, Oakley, and more. Eye exams start as low as $89, so call or stop by to schedule your appointment today. All right, time to talk about a Fresno Central Valley tradition that's been around for more than 90 years, a lot longer than you and I have been here, my friends. Let's roll the videotape and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, because all this gets underway tomorrow night. This is 92 years and running here in the city of Fresno, and I can't wait for this thing to start. As mentioned, it all gets underway tomorrow night. It's Christmas Tree Lane. It's a walk-only night for those who want to make the 2-mile trek down Van Ness Avenue from Shields. More than 300 decorated trees, 140 homes, and this is not a process that started this past weekend, mind you. Preparation got underway months ago as residents bear the responsibility every year to start sprucing up their yards and their homes, their bushes and their plants, making the atmosphere as festive as possible. Sponsored by the Fig Garden Homeowners Association, Christmas Tree Lane cost an average of about $80,000 a year to put on. Christmas Tree Lane started this tradition back in 1920, and it's one of the longest running holiday traditions in the entire country, having been featured in Sunset Magazine, The Washington Post, and the Learning Channel. In fact, more than 100,000 visitors will visit this area during the holiday season at Christmas Tree Lane. Live in our studio now is Dean Alexander. He's been here before. He owns a home along Christmas Tree Lane, and he is the event organizer, and he has been for the past few years. You can call in, ask Dean some questions, 436-MeTV option 11. Christmas Tree Lane is here again. It all gets underway tomorrow, and the only question I have, my friends, is where did 2014 go? It is almost gone, this being December the 1st. Dr. Thomas Casagrande, our sponsor today here on Connect with Me, 2020 Optometrics. We're back with our program in just a moment.
The Ballad of Andy and Barney. Andy and Barney were lawmen, bravest you ever did see. Warned every crook in the record book to stay out of Mayberry. They were the law.
Yes, they were the law, and they didn't know fear.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I guess to sum it up, you could say there's 3 reasons why there's so little crime in Mayberry. There's Andy, and there's me, and baby makes 3.
Now on MeTV Fresno.
All right, back here on the show. You know the telephone number by now. You can call in. We have plenty to talk about here in terms of the holiday season. Hey, today I think is Cyber Monday, too, is it not?
It is.
It is. Dean Alexander, good to see you, my friend.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, how
Great.
was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. Worked on Christmas, but it was great.
Oh, good. Well, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we all lump it together, don't we?
Exactly.
So what's going on over there at Christmas Tree Lane?
It's an exciting year. I mean, it is something that we're getting everything ready to go. Lights will be on tomorrow, rain or shine.
Yeah. Well, it's going to rain tomorrow, I hear, and that's good news.
Yeah. It's good news for the valley. Bad news for the walk nights.
Hey, don't you listen? We need the rain, Dean. You
Exactly.
know that we really need the rain, and I think it's supposed to rain Tuesday and Wednesday.
But hopefully it rains in the morning. You know, the walk night, you know, a little clears up, then rains after that. So that's
You know what? I hope it rains all day and all night. We need the rain. No, I mean, listen, people are still going to go out there.
Yep.
Hey, I want to put up a map that shows Christmas Tree Lane. You can walk this thing tomorrow night. The map looks like this, and it goes from Shields all the way down to Shaw Avenue. And of course, I know you have colored TVs at home now. That red line signifies that 2-mile trek, right?
Yes, that is.
From Shields all the way down to Shaw?
Yep, nearly 2 miles long.
Yeah. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah. I should say up to Shaw because you're traveling northbound.
Yep.
From Shields to Shaw Avenue. And that's a good-looking map there because it kind of, you know, it shows Christmas Tree Lane in relation to the other streets around the Fresno area.
Yep, you're correct.
Yeah.
And you know, it's something that you actually look on Google now. It actually identifies Van Ness's Christmas Tree Lane, so it's kind of getting some notoriety.
Google does now?
Yep.
Well, okay, so we'll roll a videotape here. We got plenty of videotape of the lights and this and that. Why has this thing, guess the obvious question, gone on for so long?
You know, I think it's for the community. I mean, it's something that our residents in Fig Garden want to open our doors and our houses to come down the lane, and I think it's something that everybody cherishes. It's keep them. You know, we say keep the magic alive. And so,
What does it signify?
families. It signifies families. You know, as you walk down the lane, that's where families go. I mean, it's something that it's for the families. It's when you walk down the lane or when you drive down the lane, you're driving down with your family, and so that's what it signifies. It signifies unity. It signifies, you know, Christmas.
Right, and so 92 years. A lot could have happened in 92 years that maybe would have thrown this thing off the rails. I mean, so much has happened in the last 92 years. You had the Depression, you had the World War II, you had the Korean War, you had Vietnam, you had economic downturns, you had the Great Depression.
The energy crisis.
The energy crisis. How's this thing survived all of these incidents?
Well, I think it's pretty much related to the volunteers. People like me that's donated a lot of time putting the event on. I mean, it's homegrown. I mean, it's not a county event. It's not a city event. It's actually, you know, the Homeowners Association puts us on every year, and it's people that want to.
It's privately funded, right?
Yes, it's actually done by the donations. Literally, all, this is done every year by donations that we receive.
So I mentioned in the monologue it costs like $80,000 a year to put this thing on. So first of all, where does the money come from? You said donations. What's the money used for? What do you spend the money on?
Well, the money is you're decorating 300 trees, and you get the man lifts, you get the contractors, and the new supplies every year to do it, and that's where the money goes. It's pretty much the PG&E, the contractor, the man lifts, and the supplies. It doesn't go to homeowners. It actually goes just strictly to get this event running. The homeowners put their displays up in their yards at their own cost, and so it's pretty much putting the lights in the big trees and running it.
What if you live along Christmas Tree Lane, and this is some of the preparations out there during the day, those workmen out there with those high ladders, and that certainly is not a job for me. I don't like heights. So, they can have that wonderful job right there stringing those lights up. But if you live along Christmas Tree Lane, is it a requirement through the Homeowners Association that you participate?
No, it's not a requirement to participate. You have actually a lot of elderly people that live in Christmas Tree Lane, and they can't. And so what we do is we have volunteers, and we have the high school displays they create every year, and we put out the high school displays and the beautiful works of arts in those called dark areas. So if they don't decorate, we actually decorate for them.
Oh, I see. So you have a string of volunteers that go out that do the decorating themselves.
Correct.
What about PG&E bills? What about your PG&E bill? I know you can't speak for others, but there are other people that have bigger displays than you. Your home is actually at the end near Shaw Avenue, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm basically the Grand Finale house.
You're the Grand Finale house over on the right-hand side as you're walking north.
And so, I have over 300,000 lights. And the PG&E bill is definitely high that year, that month.
About $1,000 or more, a couple of thousand?
A little more, yeah. But
a couple of $1,000.
But to understand is, it was a lot larger until we went with LEDs, and the LEDs cut the power dramatically. I had to have a generator before, and got rid of the generator, and so it.
The LEDs keep the price down. Would they cut it in half or
1/4?
About a quarter.
No, yeah, cut it 75%.
75% of your bill was cut thanks to LED lights.
That's correct.
Which you are using now.
Yep.
Yeah. And so on average, I guess that's, $1,000 or a couple of thousand a month is, but again, I've heard people say, you know what, if you can afford to live on along Christmas Tree Lane, you can afford that PG&E bill. Am I right about that? You're laughing about that.
No.
Come on.
I wouldn't classify as elitist, but no, it's a nice place to live. Really, Fig Garden area is a beautiful place to live.
Yeah. Some of the most beautiful trees in the entire area of Fresno are located along Christmas Tree Lane.
Yeah, we have those beautiful deodora cedars, and that we decorate, and it's just phenomenal. During the day, you got a lot of people walking on Van Ness, and so it's definitely
it's such a beautiful street.
Park-like setting, yes.
How long have you lived there?
23 years.
23 years. Such a beautiful, peaceful street and area, and the people are nice.
Yeah.
People are very friendly there, especially during the holiday season. Hey, Dean Alexander is here. He heads up Christmas Tree Lane. He is the organizer, has been for the past few years. You can call in 436-MeTV option 11. My friends, it all starts tomorrow night. What time, Dean?
We open up at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. So 6 o'clock walking. And we're going to be back here, 436-MeTV option 11. Dr. Thomas Casagrande, our sponsor today on the program. Back in a moment. At 2020 Optometric, your vision is their focus. Whether you're 5 or 65, Dr. Thomas Casagrande will get to know you, your lifestyle, and vision needs to ensure that your contacts or eyeglasses are a perfect fit and the right prescription every time. With the Valley's largest selection of eyewear, 2020 has over 2,000 frames, including top designer brands like Coach, Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, Oakley, and more. Eye exams start as low as $89, so call or stop by to schedule your appointment today.
Attention all units. We have reports of 2 motorcycle cops protecting California's highways.
That's for us, good buddy.
The Men of Chips are on MeTV.
Hi, I'm John Baker. I'm John Baker. He's Officer Baker.
He's the blonde one.
Hi there.
Officer Poncherello, man.
Frank Poncherello.
Oh, I'm Frank Poncherello.
And he's the one who's Eric Estrada.
There's no way I wouldn't remember a name like that.
Catch the blonde one and the one who's Eric Estrada on
now
Chips.
On MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Glad to have along Thomas Casagrande. He's a doctor along for the sponsorship on today's program. He's 2020 Optometric, so go out there and check him out if you can. Got more than 2,000 great-looking frames out there for you to try on. The Fig Garden Homeowners Association, how many people out there are members, would you say, roughly speaking, Dean?
It's the membership for the Homeowners Association is volunteer, and we have about 1,500 members in the Homeowners Association.
How many people live along Christmas Tree Lane, would you say, roughly speaking?
On the lane, we have about 140 houses on the lane.
140 houses. Okay, so that's pretty much an exact figure.
Pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close, yeah. Okay, we talked about the fact that this thing has started back in 1920, went through the Great Depression and all that kind of stuff. You've also been featured now, and you're getting some recognition nationally. Sunset Magazine, the Washington Post, the Learning Channel. How did that all come about? Explain that.
It's kind of weird, and actually this year we're actually on the Amazing Christmas, or the Great Christmas Light Fight, ABC.
Okay.
And so it is just something on people have and it's not necessarily me, but other people put stuff on YouTube, and they see it, and then all of a sudden they want to understand what's going on. So YouTube has been a great thing to get the news out that that we had this great event in Fresno.
Right. So how did all this attention come about? Is it mainly YouTube? Is it mainly the internet, or is it other means of via the media, maybe Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, I think a lot of the social media, word of mouth, but I think social media has definitely brought recognition to the Fresno area of Christmas Tree Lane.
Yeah. Okay. Decorations. When do you start decorating? And what is that right there? Is that close to your house?
That's my house.
That's your house?
Yes.
That is your house right there.
That is my house.
Now I know why your bill's so high, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Gosh, okay, when do you start with your house?
Typically we start the second week in October. And we go all the way through until now. And so it's a long process. So it takes 7 weekends to put up.
Okay, so talk about what we're looking at there and what the displays are and what the lighting is on your house.
Behind you see the fireworks. We have flying angels. We've got an angel carousel. Then we have a 30-foot clock tower that displays, time going around some motion. You got reindeer flying in the air. It's just amazing. I mean, I just go in awe sometimes looking at it. How wonderful the display is, and you see the kids just love it, and so that's something special.
Where do you buy the lights and the displays, and how long did it take you to collect all of those to have the display that you have today?
Well, I understand 22 years, so I've been here for 22 years, and pretty much I add something every year. So so it didn't happen overnight. And actually, the first year, I put some of these beautiful angels out, and I'm at the end of the lane, and all these cars are just flying by, and I go, geez, I'm going to stop traffic. I want to see them and enjoy my display. And so I got addicted to it. So every year to add something, and I definitely started stopping traffic.
Who helps you?
I hire a bunch of college kids, high school kids that come out and help, and some friends. And so I have a crew sometimes of 10 to 12 people to help me during the weekends putting the displays up.
Yeah, and you kind of direct them as to what you want?
Yeah, I pretty much do it and direct them, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much, I don't really have a blueprint. I pretty much it's in my head and have them do it.
Yeah. You're on with Dean Alexander. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I'd like to just let him know, I asked a question, what it means, Christmas Tree Lane. And I think that's the only place that we can go as a family and forget all of our troubles. No matter what troubles have happened in the years, what's going on in the world, we're glad that we have a place to go because of the homeowners and enjoy a place when it brings peace. When I was a little kid, I was taken by that, and I bring my grandson and my kids. They're older, of course, but having Christmas Tree Lane to me and my family means there's a joy in this world that we have a place in our hearts because of that, and we forget all the troubles where economy, wars, and all the bad things in this world. And this is the only place, and I can say that honestly because, well, I'm 65, and I enjoy it every year, and I thank the homeowners for having such a plan, and the volunteers. I mean, this is no 1 day or two event, where you guys, put up the stuff, but I want to thank you and all the homeowners for putting this. It's got to be a lot of work. And you talk about the PG&E bill. I know how that is, but I'm glad. Me speaking, this is what brings joy to me and peace. When the year's almost over with, I forget all my troubles and I take my kids and my grandsons and whatever, and we enjoy your place. And I want you to tell their homeowners, there are thousands of people who think the same way, or they wouldn't be going.
All right.
But that's my feeling of having the peace, the harmony, and just, I cry every time I go through there,
Okay.
Yeah. I forget all my troubles.
All right.
It's definitely magical. It's something that is very special.
So what's magical about it? Tell me in like
man, I mean
more than 10. Give me more than 10 words here. Come on.
It's the lights. It's the kids just their faces on their face. Their smiles. They light up, and it's just so wonderful to bring something so special to Fresno. That's how magic is. I mean, it's nowhere in the United States has this. Nowhere. It's Fresno. Nobody has 2 miles of lights and 140 homes decorated. It's just not done.
Okay, people are walking, they're talking, and they're walking next to strangers, and they're sipping hot chocolate or coffee or whatever it might be, because it's usually kind of chilly when you're walking. Okay, but also up above you're listening to music. Where's that music coming from?
We actually have 50 speakers down the lane that we put up, and then so it's all hardwired, and we put them in the trees. So you walk by and you have Christmas music coming.
So it's all hard. Is it throughout the entire 2 mile stretch? The speakers?
The entire 2 miles.
Okay, all right. And what are you usually playing?
Typical Christmas music, just nice oldies but goodies.
All right. Such as?
I don't know. I just A White Christmas.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Silent Night. It's just multiple. We have like 150 songs on the track that we play.
All right.
But,
and where's that track being played from?
It's actually from the fire station. It plays at the fire station, and then so the wires get to the fire station and go from there.
All right. I'm going to ask you some other questions regarding Christmas Tree Lane, and we'll try to, make sure that everyone is safe out there tomorrow night. Of course, we'll talk about safety, and we'll talk about the rain a little bit, and we're going to come back with Dean Alexander. He is, of course, the executor of the Christmas Tree Lane. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but he's the organizer. 436-MeTV, option 11. Hey, we have an open line here on a Monday. Call in. It all gets underway tomorrow night at Christmas Tree Lane. We're back after this break and a word from Dr. Thomas Casagrande, 2020 Optometrics.
It's almost time.
Now we'll find out once and for all about Clark Kent and Superman.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a TV show.
Yes, but who is he? What's his name?
He's Superman.
Golly, Clark, won't that be wonderful seeing Superman
fighting a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and television the MeTV way.
No one can do the things that Superman does.
The Adventures of Superman.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
At 2020 Optometric, your vision is their focus. Whether you're 5 or 65, Dr. Thomas Casagrande will get to know you, your lifestyle, and vision needs to ensure that your contacts or eyeglasses are a perfect fit and the right prescription every time. With the Valley's largest selection of eyewear, 2020 has over 2,000 frames, including top designer brands like Coach, Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, Oakley, and more. Eye exams start as low as $89, so call or stop by to schedule your appointment today. Back here on the program, talking to Dean Alexander, of course, the organizer of Christmas Tree Lane. And I want to talk, you touched on it just briefly. Has every homeowner converted to LED lights?
No, not every homeowner, and we don't have control over every homeowner, but every homeowner's becoming more energy conscious. All our lights on the lane that we decorate are LEDs now, which was actually a 5-year process because obviously they're a lot more expensive than your incandescent lights.
Yeah.
And so the 5-year process, but we converted all them, so they're all LEDs. They last a little longer though. They're more hard plastic, so they have a longer shelf life.
So does it give a different look to it with LEDs?
Yes, because
how so?
Yeah, because it's more of a hard plastic that the outside of it, and you have the light inside, and so it's more of a saturated type of look. So a little darker, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, and so not everybody has made that conversion yet, huh?
No, and again,
it's 140 homes that you're talking about.
Yeah. And they haven't, but it's going that way. And if you take a look at the stores now, the majority of stuff is LEDs that you purchase, and so it's just the transition process.
I'm not sure you can buy anything else other than LEDs now, can you?
Oh yeah, you can. You can still buy you can still buy the incandescents.
You can.
Yes.
Okay, but when will the conversion be 100% complete? Next year? Maybe?
I can't,
because it's up to the individual owner?
Correct.
Okay.
So everything that we do, it's either fluorescent lights and the floodlights or it's LEDs.
Okay. All right. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good morning. I just was able to tune in a couple minutes ago, so I might have missed something. I have 2 questions I've always been curious about. What is the average cost to erect all these thousands of lights, and what is the average cost for the power bill? That's my only 2 questions.
Okay.
For constructing the lights on the trees and putting them up, taking them down, the PG&E cost and all the replacement equipment, it costs about $80,000 per year. That's not for the homeowners that are on my house. That's in addition to that. But to actually put it on the event is about $80,000. What was the other question? The other question was
just. I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I thought that was just the one question about the cost of putting
Yeah.
the lights up, and then the PG&E bill. But
yeah, actually the PG&E bill, because of going to LEDs, has been reduced. So, but that's for the lane. That's about $10,000 a year.
Yeah, for the entire lane.
For the entire lane, for the lights, for the tree lights, not
For the tree lights, about $6,000 a year on the PG&E.
6 to 10,000, yes.
6 to 10,000, but that's been reduced even further because of LEDs.
Yeah, right.
Okay, all right. Schools donating murals.
Yeah, it's something that...
Talk about that and what happens in that.
Well,
there's a program here, right?
What we do at local high schools, we provide the plywood, the paint, and all the supplies to it, and they create a beautiful beautiful paintings on plywood every year. And so we have a collection now of over 60 pieces of art that we put on the lane. Wow.
Okay. So where did the murals come from?
Well, the local high schools, Bullard, Edison, Memorial, San Joaquin, Sunnyside, Hoover, and I'm missing one, McLean.
How many altogether?
8.
8?
Yeah, 8 high schools.
Okay, and where are those placed, generally speaking? Different locations?
Different locations. So we try to put them, again, the same thing as when a homeowner can't decorate, or if it's a dark area, we'll put the display in that area.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's talk about safety. A couple of years back, you had a stabbing there.
Yes.
Christmas Tree Lane, highly publicized. It was in front of, I know what home it is, and I know where it is. I just can't, I can't tell you the street. I can visualize it. I know where the home is because I've been inside that home. It's on the corner there. And last year, how peaceful was it?
Very peaceful.
Okay.
And understand, how many stabbings a year you have somewhere else besides Christmas Tree Lane? It's a common thing that happens in Fresno, which I'm sorry to say. We had one thing, over the past 92 years, we've had one incident. But since then, we've had stepped up the patrols on the lane during the walk nights, and last year it went very smoothly, and this year we're looking at the same, going very smoothly.
Are you in constant contact with the Fresno Police Department about beefed up security starting tomorrow night?
Yeah, and it's actually a combination of Fresno PD, Fresno Sheriff, and CHP.
Okay, and what kind of conversations have you had? Can you tell us?
Yeah, when we have a meeting every year to kick it off, we just talk about security and traffic control, and then we talk about who's going to be out there. Freddie Hansen with Fresno Sheriff is actually handling it this year, and I think we have quite a few police officers out there. So it's something that it's a very secure area.
How much security compared to years past, would you say?
I don't know, because we always have it pretty secure. It's something that you can't prevent something when this incident happened, but it's.
Yeah.
You walk there, you'll see a lot of patrols out there. It's pretty safe.
Yeah, that's the one thing, is that when you take your family out there, especially your kids, you want it to be a peaceful event, which it has been for the most part of, like you said, the past 92 years. But, I think people are concerned, too, that anytime you go in public, whether it's River Park or to the mall or to Christmas Tree Lane or to the movies or anywhere in Fresno, that there is not a gang influence that's going to infiltrate that event. And that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're trying to prevent that influence from getting in there and causing havoc.
Yeah, and again, I just give you an example. Last year, I noticed that there was 3 people that looked like in gang gear, and they had patrols following right after them, and so it was something that they look out for that stuff, and it's something, and it's pretty secure. It's very, I believe it's a pretty secure event that we have.
Yeah, what caused the stabbing a couple of years ago? When was that? 2012, I believe, or 2011,
so.
Or
I think it was 2 years ago. So
2 years ago. So
3 years. This is our 3rd year. So
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what caused it? Do you know?
As far as I know, it was gang related.
Gang related.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe some drinking involved too, so
yeah.
You never know.
Don't know. It's just
don't know. But this year, beefed up, and you can guarantee that people are going to be safe out there for the most part.
Well, there's no guarantees, but believe me, it's safer than any other place in Fresno you're going to be at.
Yeah, because of all the patrols.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking with Dean Alexander, I suppose we ought to take a break now. We're at the bottom of the hour here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Hey, you can call in. We do have an open line. We're talking about Christmas Tree Lane and a holiday tradition right here in the city of Fresno. It all gets underway tomorrow night. Back after this word from Dr. Thomas Casagrande in 2020 Optometrics. At 2020 Optometric, your vision is their focus. Whether you're 5 or 65, Dr. Thomas Casagrande will get to know you, your lifestyle, and vision needs to ensure that your contacts or eyeglasses are a perfect fit and the right prescription every time. With the Valley's largest selection of eyewear, 2020 has over 2,000 frames, including top designer brands like Coach, Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, Oakley, and more. Eye exams start as low as $89, so call or stop by to schedule your appointment today.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Okay, back here on the program, Connect with Me, 436 MeTV option 11. There is an open line. You can call in, ask Dean Alexander a question. He's the organizer of Christmas Tree Lane. Hey, so here's an email question for you here, Dean. That old 2-story house that sold this year, what is the status of that home for this year's event? That's the email question here on Connect with Me.
What we've done this year, since it is not occupied, we've decorated. So the Homeowners Association went through and did completely decorate it. It's a beautiful display that we put out in front. So it's going to be decorated and it's very awesome.
Not occupied at this time?
At this time, yeah.
At this time. It's been sold, though?
Yes, it has been sold.
But the occupants have not moved in yet?
Correct. It's an older house. Obviously, it was built in early 1900s, and it needs repair.
Okay, yeah, well, that's up to them to do that.
Yeah, right.
That's not your problem.
No. I decorate.
You decorate, you don't rebuild, refurbish.
Right.
Okay, the age of some of those homes, or all of those homes, the 140 that we're talking about, when were most of those constructed?
You know, my house, and I'm at the end of the lane, my house was constructed in 1940. So pretty much from 1900 to 1940 is when the majority of the houses were constructed on that lane.
So when Christmas Tree Lane first started in 1920, there were not as many homes there along the lane as there are now.
Correct. I mean, it was.
It was much smaller.
Yeah, it was more closer to Fresno, so it didn't broaden out to Shaw Avenue.
Yeah, we didn't have that build out towards the north.
Right. You had the trolley system installed, and so the trolley system went down with Sean. And so it went all the way to the Boy Scout Island.
You have old photos dating back to, say, the 30s?
Pop
40s?
LaValle. Pop LaValle had some beautiful pictures.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to him.
Yeah.
His family, anyway. Yeah. He's gone, but we're going to have to talk to his family. Rounding up some of those photos for next year.
They're gorgeous.
We'll have to check them out. Hey, another email question here. Why hasn't PG&E forgiven the power bill as part of a corporate sponsorship? Have you talked to them about that?
Well, one thing is, to start off with, what makes Christmas Tree Lane special is we're free of commercialism. And so there's no, again, if we wanted to, we have Bank of America or somebody else do these huge displays. No, this is homegrown.
Why not? That's the wave of the future.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. Look at every ballpark in America sponsored by somebody. And that's how these things that's how the traditions keep going. Even, I know, even Fenway Park, even Wrigley Field, that were built, back in, 1911, 1920, or whatever it was, they have corporate sponsors.
But we've done very fine for 92 years without it, and we'll continue another 92 years. And so, no, we don't.
Why? Why, though?
Yeah, it's special. It's something that it's done with your heart. It's not done with corporate dollars. It's done something with your love.
You can do the same thing if Chevron comes in and sponsors you.
Oh, no.
You can, in fact, you might be able to do much more.
Yeah. No, it's just something that we want to keep it free of commercialism. That's our main thing. Is our one of our values is keeping the lane free of commercialism, and we'll continue doing that.
Whose decision is that?
The Fig Garden Homeowners Association.
Okay. Have you had corporate sponsors approach you?
Yes.
This year?
No, not this year.
Not this year, but in years past?
Years past, yes.
Like who? Give me an example. McDonald's maybe, or
no? It's just
Target?
it's just more the people that want to sell stuff. I mean, I'm so realistically, it is something. When you got a corporate sponsor, they want to get their name out, and we don't. We want to keep true to our roots.
Right. Okay. So if you had a corporate sponsor, would you have to charge to get in to Christmas Tree Lane?
And that's another thing, because if you do it for profit, then everything changes regarding your traffic control. And that, right now, traffic control for the homeless, or traffic control for the police, traffic control for the event is pretty much donated by each Fresno PD, sheriff, and CHP. And if it's for profit, that means we'd have to pay them for all the patrols, which means we couldn't put the event on. It'd just be too expensive.
Yeah, or you'd have to charge to get in.
Yeah, which is pretty hard to charge. You get side treats and everything else. It's very hard to try to manage something like that.
Yeah. Hey, have you thought, when you're getting back to security, have you thought about having security systems if you enter Christmas Tree Lane on walking nights, like you do at the airport?
Yeah. No.
Don't want that.
No. And again, the issue
sends a wrong message.
Well, it sends a wrong message. One, wrong message, and also you've got there's so many entry points. It's not just one. You've got all the side streets.
Well, some of the side streets are blocked off, though.
Yeah. No, it's
on a walking night.
No, they're blocked off for traffic, because that's how they access it through people. And so it'd be pretty hard to accomplish that.
Right. So that's out of the question then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What about parking? Is parking a nightmare?
Parking's a nightmare. If you get there later, yes, parking can be difficult.
We'll talk more about that on the other side here. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, I came that way earlier today. So you got the signage up for the lane being closed from 6 p.m. to midnight. That must create a logistical problem for people that live along Van Ness. What happens if they don't get off work till 7 and have to get home, and already there's a bumper-to-bumper traffic situation? There's one question for you. And then my second question for you is, hey, how come they haven't implemented like a helicopter tour? I bet it would be quite dramatic to see those lights from the air at, say, 500 feet. Is it something that's been proposed? And if so, what about like a YouTube video that could be done of the lane at night from elevation?
Yeah.
Thank you to your guest.
Okay. All right. 2 questions for you there. So what about the residents and their parking? It's all blocked off. They can't get in. Go ahead.
So on the walk nights, you pretty much, the residents know that you can't, after 5 o'clock, you're not going to be able to get into your house. You pretty much, I park on the side street and walk in on the walk nights. And so it's pretty much.
Tonight?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night you will, I'll park on the side street and actually walk to my house. And for the drive nights, it's just one-way traffic, and you got a lot of traffic. But a lot of majority of the motorists are very friendly. They'll let you in. We come on a side street and come on in. So it's really no problem leaving and entering during the drive nights. But the walk nights, either you got your car in or you park on a side street until the event's over.
Really, which is what, midnight?
For the Monday, and it's actually Monday the 2nd this year, and Wednesday the 10th, and that's to 10 p.m. So it starts from 6 to 10.
So then you have to go get your car after 10 o'clock.
Correct.
Yeah, which is kind of late, and you don't mind.
No,
it's
not at all.
It's part of living. It's part of the atmosphere and the inconvenience of living at Christmas Tree Lane.
It's the experience, and it's a beautiful experience.
Is it an inconvenience for some who live there, do you think?
I have, again, I'm in charge of the lane.
You know the neighbors there,
yeah.
so do you get the sense that, do we have to do it this year? It's kind of an inconvenience for us. Why don't we pass?
No, I mean everybody is 100% for it.
Everybody's gun ho about it every year.
Every year, I literally have no complaints regarding don't have this event. I mean it's something that we open our doors to our neighbors.
Okay, we're going to continue our conversation here with Dean Alexander. Not much time left here on Connect with Me, and we got an open line. So if you want to ask a question, if you're planning on going out there, tomorrow night is the beginning of Christmas Tree Lane. It's a walk night only. Starts at, what is it, Dean?
Starts at 6 p.m.?
6 p.m. The walk night, 6 to 10 o'clock. You cannot drive your car through Christmas Tree Lane tomorrow night, and also on December the 10th. That is also a walk night. 436 MeTV, option 11. Back after this timeout and a word from Dr. Thomas Casagrande from 2020 Optometrics.
A top secret location. It's the Spies Who Love Me, bringing together MeTV's top super spies to fight evil at a memorable moment's notice. They're daring.
That's right.
Brave.
Now what are we gonna do?
The best we can.
Suave.
Does that apply to me, Oscar?
Possibly.
And smart.
The old finger in the gun trick.
Maxwell Smart.
MeTV Fresno, channel 43.6 and Xfinity 187.
At 2020 Optometric, your vision is their focus. Whether you're 5 or 65, Dr. Thomas Casagrande will get to know you, your lifestyle, and vision needs to ensure that your contacts or eyeglasses are a perfect fit and the right prescription every time. With the Valley's largest selection of eyewear, 2020 has over 2,000 frames, including top designer brands like Coach, Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, Oakley, and more. Eye exams start as low as $89, so call or stop by to schedule your appointment today. Hey, there's our buddy, Dr. Thomas Casagrande. Thanks to him for sponsoring the program today. And so the second part of that caller's question was developing some kind of video, a helicopter tour of Christmas Tree Lane at night, which might enhance your visibility, I guess, on YouTube or whatever. What about that? It costs some money, but so what? You guys have plenty of dough, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's fun. It'd be kind of noisy, but that'd be, But there's been some talk about having a drone fly over and take some video of it.
Why not? That'd be a great idea.
Cool. Yeah, and so
with like a GoPro camera.
Yeah, and just a drone flying over, and so we've had some conversations with a local resident that wants to do it.
Yeah. Do you have to clear that with law enforcement, or?
I don't think so.
No, you can just pretty much do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There are some VIPs that live along Christmas Tree Lane there, right?
Not really.
No?
Besides, you got President Castro. I mean, right?
Joseph Castro, the president
yes.
of Fresno State, lives along Christmas Tree Lane.
Correct.
You're gonna have to point out his house to me. I want to go and knock.
Well,
on
you
his door.
actually had.
No, I want some hot chocolate. That's all. Mr. President, can I have some hot chocolate?
Yeah, that was one thing that the house belongs to Fresno State, and so the president lives there.
Yeah, no, it doesn't belong to him. It's a Fresno State house, but he lives there. It just has past presidents have lived there too. So nice man. Joseph Castro has been on this program before.
Great.
Yeah, very nice man. Do you know him?
No, I haven't personally met him yet. No.
Oh, you haven't met him? You should. Go over and knock on his door. That's hey, neighbor, how you doing?
Exactly.
Hey, I'm curious about. I want to put up the map again. Curious about the parking.
Yeah.
Okay, where are people supposed to park? Let's put up the map. That's where Christmas Tree Lane is. You can see the red line. That's the street, Van Ness. So where are you going to park?
Well, a lot of people park actually in Figueroa Village or in that area north of Shaw.
But then they have to cross Shaw to get there. And how do they get there?
Well, we have during the walk nights you have the traffic lights are controlled by PD, so that they're controlling the traffic, and then you park on the side streets, and that's pretty much. And so anywhere you can find it, somewhere on a side street, you park.
I heard that you could take, and I don't know if you know anything about this, you could park at Fig Garden Village and take some kind of a trolley over for like a few bucks?
Yeah, Tree Fresno is providing buses for
really?
For the walk nights. So you park at Fig Garden Village, hop on the bus, and it takes you at the beginning of the lane, you walk down, and I believe it's $7.
$7?
Yes.
To come over?
Yes.
And to start, where the buses drop the folks off where? At Shields and
at Lansing. So at
Lansing,
at the beginning of the lane, yes.
At the beginning of the lane, and then they walk north towards Shaw, and then
correct.
They can walk back to Fig Garden Village.
Yep.
It's right there. It's right across the street.
Yeah, it makes life easy.
What time would you suggest people get there? It's going to be hectic.
Well, one thing is because it's pretty much all through the night. So you get there. We open up at 6. We have the fire truck with Santa going down the lane at 6 o'clock. So we have the grand opening. But pretty much.
When are they going to see Santa go down the lane? Is it straight up at 6 or later?
Straight up at 6, and then he stops at Rialto, and you can see him at Rialto. But at 6 o'clock is when the fire truck goes down the lane.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay. So, what house are we seeing here? What is that?
You
recognize
that's the one
that?
with the Sesame Street characters, and so that is south of Ashland.
Okay, and that one? You recognize that home?
No.
That's a good shot, by
No,
the
the
way.
Joy, okay, no. Yeah, and that's actually south of Ashland also, the Joy.
South of Ashland.
yeah.
Okay, some good-looking video
Yes.
here of Christmas Tree Lane, and from years past, and this is kind of what it looks like, people going out of their ways. Beautiful decoration there. You probably don't recognize where this is located,
that,
do you?
again, that's Griffith, or actually, yeah, again, it's halfway between Ashland and Shields.
Yeah, nativity scene, obviously, in front there.
Believe
so-
me, I know where all the displays are.
And this one here?
I need to get closer. I can't tell you where.
I stumped you.
Yeah, you did. You sure did.
I'm just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time. Oh, there it is.
fire
There's a
truck.
sign.
Okay, that's fire truck, and that's near Side Street, but that's
That's
actually
a corner house, right?
Yeah, it's between
Yeah.
Ashland and the same thing. It's pretty close.
Yeah, the Polar Express.
South of Ashland also.
Beautiful display right there. So this is much of what you might see and will see tomorrow night while walking Christmas Tree Lane. This one here, Gingerbread House, right?
Yep.
Where's that located?
Again, it's on the left side, south of Ashland.
South of Ashland. Okay.
Cool.
Some great video there. Hey, what about resale value for some of these homes? Let's say one of the homeowners there is saying, well, you know, I'm moving to Texas.
Yeah.
I want to sell my home. Okay. And does this help or hurt the resale value?
Well, I think, Van Ness Avenue is very special, and it's something
Yeah.
that when appraisers go out, they have to only appraise houses on Van Ness Avenue. So
Yeah.
it's a very prestigious neighborhood or street to
I
live
love
on.
that street.
And
yeah.
so I think it helps it. You know, a lot of people that we have new neighbors come in, and they come and they're surprised that they moved to Christmas Tree Lane from out of town. They weren't even aware of it, and trying to educate them.
But what about home values?
No, I believe it keeps it stronger. I think it's something that the people advertise that they live on the Christmas Tree Lane. So I
Yeah.
think it improves it.
All right, Dean Alexander is our guest here on Connect with Me. We can take a phone call if you'd like. Before we go, 436-ME-TV, option 11. We're back after this word from Dr. Thomas Casagrande, 2020 Optometrics. At 2020 Optometric, your vision is their focus. Whether you're 5 or 65, Dr. Thomas Casagrande will get to know you, your lifestyle, and vision needs to ensure that your contacts or eyeglasses are a perfect fit and the right prescription every time. With the Valley's largest selection of eyewear, 2020 has over 2,000 frames, including top designer brands like Coach, Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, Oakley, and more. Eye exams start as low as $89, so call or stop by to schedule your appointment today.
This fall, there is a place, familiar and inviting, timeless and warm. Me TV, a place all your own that you can call home.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
This fall, home is where you'll find me.
You mean to tell me that's all there is to it?
That's all.
Me TV Fresno, channel 43.6 and Xfinity 187.
Back here with Dean Alexander, our final moments here, and so you'll have mounted police there as well tomorrow night. You'll
Yes.
see some horses in action, right?
Yeah.
How many?
I believe there's like 8 of the mounted sheriff police, sheriff's office. It's kind of neat.
Reason for that?
You know, one is the wonder of it. I mean, I think it's something that having horses there down the lane, and also it shows a police presence.
Yeah. What do you want people to take away from this once they experience Christmas Tree Lane? And even for those who go there every year, what do you want them to take away from this year's event? What's the one thing?
You know, it's just spreading the joy of Christmas. Having families and making it a family event, and again, you have grandparents taking their grandkids down. I mean, it's something that's generations that experience Christmas Tree Lane, and it's just families.
You know what I found the first year that I did it many years ago is the fact that strangers talking to other strangers, and maybe these people only see each other during the holiday season at Christmas Tree Lane.
Yeah.
It's the only time of year they see each other, but they see each other walking that special route, that 2-mile trek on those particular nights. It's amazing how strangers talk to other strangers, and you usually don't find that in Fresno that often, no matter where you go.
It is something that, Fresno, even though Fresno's big, it's still small. I mean, and you're surprised at who you see walking down the lane who you knew that you haven't taled for years.
Almost guaranteed you're going to run into somebody you know.
Exactly.
At Christmas Tree Lane. Yeah. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah. One year, I like going to Christmas Tree Lane. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I like going through Christmas Tree Lane, and there was one house that said that a baby was born in one of the houses on Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. What's your question?
Yeah. Now, I know that it gets congested there at times. Now, how does the traffic go through there?
Okay. Good question. Okay, so on the driving nights, where do you drive? Where do you start? Forget about walking now. We're talking about the driving nights only.
Driving nights, it's one-way traffic, and you actually start from Shields. So you enter Venice Boulevard from Shields Avenue, and you go north. And so that's how you access it.
So if you're coming off the 41,
you just get on Shields,
exit Shields.
Exit Shields and head south on Shields. Head west on Shields Avenue.
Okay, and Shields Avenue, and then make a right or head south from there onto Van Ness, or what?
You head north on Van Ness from there.
North on Van Ness, not south on Van Ness.
Right at Gazebo Gardens, right there at the corner. Then you make a right turn and head north.
And we'll probably see all the traffic.
Yes.
Going through. So, and that starts at 6 o'clock too at night.
That starts at 6 o'clock also.
Right. Okay. We talked about parking. We talked about the mounted police, the security. Anything that we missed talking about that you wanted to focus on, because we've only got 2 minutes left. Go ahead.
Yeah. One thing is we start on the 2nd. We continue all the way through the 25th, Christmas Day.
That's the last day.
That's
right?
last day. And then we're open 6 to 10 on Sunday through Thursday, and 6 to 11 on Friday and Saturday.
So on Christmas Day, there will be a Christmas Tree Lane on Christmas Day.
Correct.
At night.
Correct.
That'll be the last night.
That's correct.
Okay. There's a parade too. I think that's tonight in Visalia.
Yeah.
They got the parade in Visalia tonight. Then Clovis has their parade. Fresno will have their downtown parade. Do you kind of endorse each other? Because these are kind of all holiday traditions around the Central Valley.
Obviously, we support all the parades. But
right.
But we don't get together any of that sort. But
do you guys have a website?
Yes.
Okay. What's your website?
It's ChristmasTreeLane.com.
ChristmasTreeLane.com. You don't put Fresno in there, just ChristmasTreeLane.com.
ChristmasTreeLane.com.
Okay. Have any national publications done stories about Christmas Tree Lane this year?
Well, we're going to be on national TV on ABC.
When?
I believe it's December 15th, Monday. Either 8 o'clock showing or the 9 o'clock showing, and it's called the Great Christmas Light Fight.
Great Christmas Fight Light. And
yeah, Great Christmas Light Fight.
Light Fight. Okay. Did they come out and interview you?
Yes, they did.
ABC did?
ABC did.
For that special?
Correct.
On December the 15th?
Yep.
All right.
It's going to be great. See it. It's going to be beautiful.
All right. December the 15th on ABC at 8 o'clock at night?
8 or 9.
I'm not sure what Dean, it's good to see you. We've only got about 30 seconds left. Good luck out there. Yeah. Keep that traffic rolling, my friend.
Exactly.
Stay safe out there, and happy holidays to you.
Same to you.
And your family. Stay safe.
Thanks.
Good to see you. Dean Alexander, the organizer of Christmas Tree Lane. It all gets underway tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. It's a walking night only. Our thanks to Dr. Thomas Casagrande of 2020 Optometrics. We're back with another program. Tomorrow, we've got an old-time theater being refurbished and brought back to life. That's tomorrow's program on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.